Hey, Exoticals, it's your girl back with another Exotical rant. You know what I was thinking about? You really want to know? I was thinking about you're not crazy. They really are after your light. I was thinking about that because a lot of people like to love you when you're broken. They like to love you when your cup is half full. They can't really take it when you have figured out what you want to do with your life. You figured out what type of relationships you want to have with men. You figured out that men are just desserts and you're the entree, you're the main course. You've got your confidence up, you've got your body together, you've got your look together, you've got your mind together. They do not like to see that, especially on mixed race Black girls. It's really hard for us because we're not Black. I mean, we're not white, but we're not Black. We're like in the middle. We're still Black, but we're like a hybrid version of Blackness. And a lot of people do not like us to thrive. A lot of people, Black and white, want to put us in a box. They want us to have some type of problem or be undesirable to men and others in some way. Like they were okay with you being light skinned or mixed race when you were fat. They were okay with that. They were okay with you being light skinned or mixed when you had bad acne and didn't know what to use to get rid of it. They were okay with you then because they didn't see you as that much of a threat. They were okay with you when you had a whole bunch of kids, when you had that baby out of wedlock. But now that you met a good man that's taking care of you and your child and all your bills, and you can relax in your feminine, now you're a threat. They don't want you to be included in part of the group. They are okay as long as you suffer the same traumas as them. They're okay with it. And this takes a lot for a lot of women to figure out. They're loving you while you're broken. They were okay when you had that job you hated and they treated you like shit. They were okay with that because you weren't a threat to them. So now that you got your head in order, you got your body in order, you got your finances in order, and you've got your boundaries at work in order and stuff that you will and will not do to make money. You've got that in order and you're not going to be in abusive, toxic work environments. They cannot take that. They were loving on you while you were broken, but soon as you figured out, hey, I don't have to stay broken. Hey, I can improve my life. Hey, I can wake up happy and have a good life. Hey, I can get a vehicle I really want to drive. Hey, I can live in that neighborhood I want to live in. Hey, there are good men out here that will provide for me, will protect me, and will be a covering from God over me. They do not like that. Once you figure out that these things aren't impossible and there's nothing in this life that you cannot have, and you're a mixed race Black girl, you're a mixed girl, and you figure that out and you look good, they cannot stand your guts. When they see you, their face scrunch up. They do not like your likeness because they can only love on you while you're broken. And the reason why they can only love on you while you're broken is because they haven't quite yet figured out how to work on themselves. So anything that you do, they'll copy. And a lot of people think somebody copying them is like, oh, they're flattered. They see I'm doing something good. No, they don't want what you have. They don't want what you give them. They want what you have, sweetheart. They want to actually wear your skin. And it sounds crazy. They want to wear my skin. Yes, sweetheart. They want to be you. If they could trade places with you, they would. So since that's not available, they have to copy you. They have to make you feel excluded from the group. They make sure they don't intentionally invite you to things. They have to let you know at the last minute, so you might not come because it's last minute short notice and they know you don't like that. So they have to kind of treat you like the ugly stepchild, the black sheep of the family. They always try to make things very difficult for you because they feel like your life is easy. They haven't seen all the work you put in, how all the work you have. They don't see the groundwork. Like when you plant anything, they don't see how you had to nourish the roots how you had to water yourself every day, how you had to really like get into what is stopping your growth, and really have to ask yourself the tough questions and look yourself in the mirror and be like, these are my flaws. I have to accept this, and I have to make measures to fix this so I can actually elevate to where I want to be. They haven't looked at the man in the mirror for themselves or the woman in the mirror for themselves. So they definitely they can't relate. And so when people can't relate, they have to love you only when you're broken. That's like when a lot of women realize, especially exoticals, they realize, hey, I never really had any friends. They were only friends with me because I was no competition to them in any way. I may have been overweight, had bad acne, didn't dress well. I came from a poor family, so I didn't have much to like accessorize and how to beautify and feminize myself. So soon as I, leveled up, I got a job and started working towards some of my goals. Now I don't have any friends, or like they've all like kind of like scattered, or they always do things without me. And you'll be like so confused. Sweetheart, stop being confused. Those were never your real friends. They were only loving on you because you were broken. And a lot of us exoticals had to realize that people only were dealing with you because you were overweight, because you had some sad story. They were dealing with you because you were no threat to them in any way. And even if like you weren't overweight or had bad acne, you may have just not walked into your fullness as a woman yet. So like a lot of times exoticals experience this when they're little girls. They're being praised about how beautiful they are. But as soon as they get around that age, like 12, 13, they start going through puberty. They start getting their little training bras. All the people that thought they were cute, especially the women in their lives, white and black, now see them as threats, now call them fast, now call them promiscuous, now tell them, oh, don't wear your hair down. You can't wear that bright red lipstick. You can't wear that lip. You can't do that. You're doing too much. Are you trying to get attention? They're very accusatory of you now. But before, they always were praising you, how beautiful you were. But now that you're coming into your maturity, they can't take it because they know how beautiful you can get. And they already see your potential, and they're trying to break it down before you ever realize your true potential as a beautiful woman, as a beautiful exotical, as a beautiful MLS woman, as a beautiful mixed or biracial woman. They want to break you all the way down. So by the time you mature, your confidence is so low, you can't even, your mature brain can't even compartmentalize how beautiful, how intelligent, how much stuff you have going for you, because they broke you down when you were a little girl. A lot of times women are getting confused, like even, and then sometimes this even happens with mothers. But ladies, you're not crazy. They really are after your light. And a lot of us have to realize this, like we're not crazy. A lot of people, even our family members, have been loving us when we were broken. They love on us a lot. But as soon as you lose that weight, as soon as you get that job you've been working hard toward, as soon as you get that degree that will definitely elevate your life, and give you that 6-figure income, or income high enough for you to have some financial freedom, for you to actually have some freedom to like live on your own, to like buy things that you want for yourself, and to really fill your cup up, they can't take it. And these can be family members, these can be friends for years. And a lot of times us as exotical women, we're hurt by it. We're like, I've always been there for her. I've always given her money, bought things for her kids. They don't care about that. They were just making sure that your light was not going to shine brighter than theirs. And this happens a lot of times, even between mothers and daughters. Sometimes, especially if the mother is narcissistic, or she's dealing with mental health problems, or just in general, she has been victimized in a certain way. She thinks that her daughter, she has it better than her because she hasn't been victimized in that way. Or sometimes she lets her get victimized in the same way that she got victimized, because she feels like, well, it happened to me, so nobody was looking out for me. Like, it's a very selfish and narcissistic way to think about life, especially toward people that you're related to, you're like people that are close to you, friends and family. But some people, we have to be aware of this. Some people are just predatory, and they usually start in our family. Like, when we start getting older, we start actually noticing how predatory these people are. They don't want they want your light. They literally love you to be broken. Anytime something bad happens to you, they will stay on the phone with you for hours, detailing everything, getting the rundown, how you're feeling, listen to you cry. Because on the other end of the phone, ladies, they're smiling, they're laughing, they're actually like, oh, finally something happened to this bitch. Finally something didn't go her way. She thinks she gets everything. She thinks she deserves the world. That's how they think about you. Like, while you're showing them love and care, they're thinking about ways to break you down because they feel like this doesn't sound right. You're getting too high off your horses, or you're getting too, your head is getting too big. You think you're too pretty. Ladies, it's it's not on you, it's in you. A lot of times I had to figure that out. It wasn't because I would be like, why are these people hating on me? Like, I don't have this, I don't have that. And like an ex-boyfriend told me, he said, it's not on you, it's in you. It's something about when you walk in a room. It's something about your presence, when you speak, your diction. It's just something about you that is attractive to men and women. And I said, wow, he said, it's not on you, it's in you. He said, that's why you can go anywhere and you just bring out the best in people. And I had to realize that, ladies, it's not on us, it's in us. It's a light that we have as mixed race women that shines brightly. It's our dual nationality, our dualness to like fit in any environment. It's our creativity. It's how we think about things. It's how we present ourselves. And like, honestly, I feel like a lot of people in general just like to break down the American Exotical. The American Black girl Exotical, they like to break us down because we don't meet stereotypes. A lot of us came from decent homes. Even if we didn't come from affluent homes, we came from decent homes. And a lot of people don't like that. A lot of people, as a Black woman, even as an Exotical Black woman, they want you to have a sob story. They want you to be overweight, have acne you can't get rid of, have some type of problem that you create for yourself, have some type of baby daddy situation going on that's toxic, not know how to handle yourself with men and make boundaries and standards for yourself dealing with men and women. They don't want you to have that because you're going against every stereotype. They don't even like you to have proper names. Like, they don't like you to have, like, they want you to have a name that says, I'm Black, I'm ghetto, this is the way you should treat me. So when you go against all these stereotypes, a lot of people, Black and white, are very confused. They're confused because you don't measure up to those stereotypes. You don't have any baby daddies. You don't strive to live in the hood. You don't have a weight problem. You're not dealing with gluttony issues. You're not chasing men down and getting STIs and getting all these bad things and then going around telling all your business. They cannot conceptualize that you are a quiet, feminine, exotical Black woman. They do not like that fact. A lot of us wear our real hair. They get mad like, how dare she wear her real hair? How dare she do this? They do not want us to have anything. They think that we should be below them in a lot of places. They don't like the fact that we can, a lot of times, social climb. We can elevate ourselves in a lot of ways by honestly just showing our faces. When we go somewhere, white and Black men and others gravitate toward us. They don't like the fact that you have that type of social power. And a lot of times they try to break down that social power from us by by being intellectually dishonest, by being emotionally dishonest and unavailable. You're always there for your friend or family member, but when you needed them, they're no show. And then they get mad when you are like, when you're going through good times, you're like, you didn't invite them. You're like, well, anytime I did invite you during when things were going good for me, A, you never showed up. B, you always let me down. C, you always were very critical of me in a non-compassionate way, and not in a non-constructive way. So that's why I don't share things with you anymore. All you want to hear about is some drama. When I'm acting like myself and I'm being quiet, or you may even be, a lot of times us like MLS women, we're a lot of times we're introverts, we're quiet women, we're very feminine, but we are not like very outspoken or trying to like be loud to get attention from men or women. And a lot of times, even in the workplace, when you're not a when you're an introverted black woman, they do not like the fact that you're an introvert, first of all, that you're a black woman and that you're a beautiful woman and that you're an exotical. They can't handle all the positives that you have working for you. They don't want to do it. So a lot of times when us as exoticals, it's very hard for us to work 9 to 5s. It is what it is. It's very hard for us to work regular jobs because a lot of times we receive a lot of hate unless we have a lot of problems and unless we verbalize those problems to the people that we are around. They will accept us if we're like, we like, fuck up ourselves or make ourselves undesirable. They will like us. So if we get really overweight, we may be accepted. If we like put a whole bunch of tattoos all over our face and neck and like just get things that most traditional men would not like, they'll like us then. Or if we like have really bad acne and skin problems and do never address those issues, or we always come with our hair looking really messed up for some reason, they may accept you. But when you come to work and you are in shape, you have your hair neat or done, you exude a confidence, a quiet confidence that men notice a lot and approach you, and a lot of people admire. It's like a turn you'll see in people, especially when they work with you. At first, you're their pet. Now you're a threat. They don't like the fact that you have so many things going for you, and you didn't have to jeopardize your morals, your ethics, your values. You still know who you are. They don't like the fact, they want you to have some type of trauma because they have trauma. They have undealt with trauma. They have a lot of traumas that they refuse to deal with. So they want you to be they want you to still be in the darkness. And they want to distract you. So that's why a lot of times, like, you might start working somewhere, it's fine at first, and then people start talking about you. They start trying to exclude you, silence, like trying to be silent around you, and make sure you feel unwelcomed all the time. They're trying to distract you because they know, like, your light. They feel like their light is shining so bright that that it irritates them. They've been in darkness so long that they've allowed that darkness to take their light, the light they did have, because all of us have a light inside of us. The light they did have, they've been in darkness so long they no longer see it, and other people no longer see it on them either. So they want to try to start some drama up to distract you from your purpose, from you maintaining your peace and and maintaining yourself. They want to distract you. They want to like give you some type of trauma because your life couldn't be this good. You're black. That's how they feel about MLS women. Your life couldn't be this good. And you get this from black and white women. And what will be most hurtful when you get this from black women, because you are a mixed race black woman, you'll be like, why would my own people do me like this? Why would people that I may relate to the most or have the most in common with do me like this? A lot of times it's not on you, it's in you. I've had people be jealous of my hair. I grew my hair out. Why are you always whipping your ponytail around? You mean moving my head? Exactly. It's not on you, it's in you. They feel like a lot of times you have to realize, especially in Western countries, a lot of disenfranchised people have been indoctrinated to hate themselves. So any part of you that reminds them of themselves, they will hate. And this is across the ethnicities. Maybe because of slavery, colonization, they've hated a part of themselves. And they see that part of themselves in you, even though you're a mixed race black woman. They see that part of themselves, that ethnicity or ethnic look. They see part of that in you. And they want to just take you down a notch because they don't want you to feel like you're above them. It's okay when you're assisting them, but you can never rise above them. And you'll notice this a lot with when you're working in like white spaces, especially dealing with white women. First you're a pet, then you're a threat. And that goes to especially dealing with in corporate scenarios or even just working in regular scenarios. When you first start, the white women will love you because you're so efficient, you're so organized, you know what you're doing. They will love you, but it comes to a point where they see you as like, why is she doing so much? She's trying to make me look bad. And they feel like as you being black, that you should always be the sidekick to them as the main character. So that's with white women. With black women, a lot of times is they feel like, well, I have all these problems. Why don't you? You're lying about something. Like they've been indoctrinated too with that white supremacy or systematic racism. So they can even practice that against you as another mixed race black woman or as another black woman. They can perpetuate those stereotypes onto you, even though they don't want people, white people especially, to perpetuate that onto them. So it goes both ways. One thing I've noticed that I've had to ignore their darkness. I've noticed that on a lot of women, especially and not especially, but when I'm dealing with black women, I've noticed that a lot of them are very intimidated by me because I do not have a sob story. Anything that's bad has happened to me, I have moved past that. I have got therapy. I've done the work, and they can't figure out why I'm still not in that same sunken place or why I didn't experience that. A lot of times, a lot of them want you not to have any covering over you. And us biblical sisters know that covering from a father, from a husband, from a male in your family that cares about you is biblical. We know that it is needed in a lot of spaces, and that's why a lot of women are suffering because they didn't have that covering. And it's really hard for people that did not grow up reading the Bible or the Quran to understand this. They think that you just want a man around for semantics. I don't know, for the looks of it, as an accessory. They think that you just had such an easy life. No, it's not even like that. It's that I've been covered. And they don't even know what that means because they've been uncovered so long. They've been out to their own devices, getting into bad situations. So they don't know what that covering from a man looks like. That's why a lot of times they are single and they can't figure out, like, why do you have a man? Why do you have a husband? Why do you have a boyfriend? It's a man that's always around you, looking out for you. They cannot stand that. I have even been told, like, why you always got your husband looking out for you? He always around looking out for you. He should be. That is his role as a husband, to cover me. to protect me, to provide for me, to provide stabilization. But a lot of women, especially, I hate to say this, especially right now in the Black American culture, they don't understand that. Because a lot of times their fathers have not properly provided and protected them, so they don't understand when your father um has has been called to do that for you. They don't get it and they get jealous of it. And I see this a lot with a lot of women. Like, they want to be ultra independent, but then when something bad happens, like the pandemic, they want that covering then. But when it's not a dire situation, or it's not a national epidemic pandemic, they don't want any covering from a man, any reasoning of him, and they don't want to hear him and any thoughts he has on them that's not positive. They don't want that covering when it's not, like, they don't feel like they need it, they don't want it. So, ladies, it's not on you, it's in you. You're not crazy. They really are after your light. And a lot of times we, as exoticals, experience this on both sides. Like I said, I like white experiences, black experiences, but it's a little bit different in white spaces. In black spaces, it can be very aggressive sometimes. In black spaces, it can be very overt in your face. In white spaces, it can be very passive aggressive. It can be very not a word said, but like they just make it very uncomfortable for you. They can just say little things that they're insulting you, but nobody that's not in on the joke would know what's going on. It's a lot of like that silent or cyber bullying, not right in your face, but like, spreading rumors about you, putting things on social media that are inaccurate about you, telling other people negative things about you, that they heard, but, spreading gossip. Like, it can be like, they're both very toxic environments. And a lot of times, we as exotical women don't get it. We're like, what's going on? I'm just trying to be myself. I'm just trying to be me. But it feels like I always have to try to fit in these boxes around these different people. And they don't understand when we just decide not to deal with them altogether. They don't get it because they're trying to place us in a box. Like, I'm not in a box. Like, it may be some activities I like to do that are very similar to what you think black girls do. There may be some activities I do that are very correlated with what you would think that white girls do. But ladies, you're not crazy. They really are after your light. That's why they copy you. That's why they try to distract you. That's why they can only love on you when you're broken. And I will tell any exotical sister this: stop telling everybody all your business. Stop telling them every bad thing that has ever happened to you in your life. Only people that, this is what somebody told me one time. Only certain people deserve to hear my story. And that's how you have to keep it. Everybody that you meet that's friendly does not deserve to hear your story. Everybody that you meet that in passing or at different events or wherever you go don't deserve to know your innermost hopes and dreams and thoughts, your goals, what you're working toward. A lot of times us as exoticals have to kind of keep it silent in order to prosper, because we have not only people against us on both sides. A lot of times these people are carrying demonic energy. What do I mean by that? Because I'm touching on a lot of stuff here, but I'm trying to get back, like, literally, you're not crazy. They really are after your life. What am I talking about? I met this lady once, like in a networking fashion, and I just seen her a lot around. I noticed, like, when I would look up, she was always watching me. She would look at me, my mannerisms, like she would, like, I could tell like she would be staring at me in some senses when I'm looked down and whatnot. But when I looked up, she would look away. When I would see her, she would never smile. She would never speak. She would speak to a lot of people, but never me. She would never introduce herself to me or try to make conversation. So I always stood back from her. And then so I saw her again at another event. And like literally she was like a couple feet away from me and I was like actually leaving and she just had this very weird demonic look on her face. She was an overweight, dark skinned black woman, but she did have like very curly long hair. So do I. My hair is fine, but it's still long and curly. Um, but like I saw her like when I was leaving out, she had this ugly look on her face, like I had done something to her. Again, I've never even spoken to the woman. I just always have seen her in passing in different networking environments and like like more so community events. But she had this look on her face, like she was like so mad I was there. And I just kept walking. I was like, that is really strange since I've never done anything to her. But I had to when I looked back at her face, I was like, it's almost like it was a demonic force over her body. I could tell she's very insecure. She's very overweight. She always looks sad. She's always by herself. I could tell she was very in a very sunken place. And for her to not speak to me gave her some sort of pride or some sort of feeling like she is doing a good thing. Like that made her feel better by not speaking to me. So I just let her continue to do it. Ladies, we live in a world where people have fallen into a dark place, a sunken place. They're dealing with a lot of demonic forces on their life, seen and unseen. And the unseen part is what you don't want to find out about. That those late nights when they're by themselves and they're being gluttonous, overeating to the point where they're sick. The points where they allow men to abuse them, to the point where they may be in the hospital or may never recover from some type of disease they got, to the point where they're in toxic relationships with men where they allow this man or male to beat them, to abuse them, to put them down, to treat them like a dog. They're in a sunken place. And it's nothing that you can do to get them out of these sunken places. That's like a lot of self-work they have to do for themselves. A lot of times these type of women are at jobs that disrespect them, devalue them, and basically make them work like slaves. And they feel like they have to do it because they have nothing else. And for you as an exotical, beautiful black woman to be like, I can have anything, I can do anything, it almost triggers their demons. And ladies, when it triggers them, their face, like it'll only be crooked for a moment. They'll have that crooked stroke face for a moment. Then they'll try to fix it real quick. But when they first lay eyes on you, they cannot manufacture how you have glided through this life untouched in their eyes, without the trauma. Or you have been traumatized, but you dealt with that and you got over it. And you're in a space of light now. They can't figure out how to do it for themselves. So they can't they have to take something from you. And that could be, they can take their kindness from you. They have to say, well, I mean, I don't talk to her and I don't acknowledge her. So, and she knows that. So they have to do something to make themselves feel better because they take so much abuse on a daily basis and they abuse themselves and they can't figure out why you can love on yourself so much, why you have lost weight or maintained your weight and you're healthy and happy and thriving, why you reject toxic males, why you only accept reciprocal relationships, why you avoid toxic workplaces. They can't figure that out for themselves. And this is an exotical, from an exotical to an exotical. I'm telling you this. Stay away from these people as much as you possibly can. Even if they're in your family, limit the time you spend with these people. They are distractions. They will distract you from your goals, your purpose, and sometimes they will even get to the point where they try to take your life or unalive you because they're so upset that in real life you are accomplishing not only your physical physical goals, but your emotional goals, your spiritual goals, you're accomplishing your intellectual goals. They cannot stand that about you. And when I say women, choose yourself over sisterhood, this is what I'm meaning do. Sometimes as women, we naturally want to flock toward each other and share our stories and be very close with other women. Sometimes that's a good thing with women you can trust. But if you just met somebody, or if you haven't known them for a long time, and to me, not like, I have to know you a couple years before I even talk to you about anything personal. And a lot of people don't understand why it takes me a couple years to just watch you, because I'm watching how you treat yourself. I'm watching how you treat other women you claim you care about. I'm watching how you allow men to treat you. I'm watching how you allow jobs and employment and other people that you deal with for finances to treat you. I'm watching the totality of the situation for my health, because I don't want anyone close to me that has unresolved trauma. Because that unresolved trauma can be taken out on me at any time. That's why you see a lot of these girls' trips gone bad. And it goes bad really quickly, because once they get in close proximity of you, they see your light, they see your brightness, they see, wow, Exotical Rants is really doing it. Wow, this Exotical's really got it going on. She's really taking care of herself. She really is organized and prepared. She really is ready to receive whatever good blessings that are on her life, or good karma that is coming toward her. She's actually ready and able to receive it, because she's really opportune to this opportunity. You get it? Got it? Good. She's ready she's prepared. And a lot of people don't understand the preparation process. So that's why they say, "Oh, you're stuck up. You're bougie." Because they don't understand the process it took. Like, I put in the work. I'm not bougie. I put in the work. I'm not stuck up. My blessings are coming because I had work and I had faith, and I pushed toward, and I even manifested a lot of my goals and things. And I worked on those daily in small increments. So what you see now in totality is me having received everything that I have sown. Does that make sense? All the seeds that I buried are now sprouting. It's spring. It's summer. Like, you see the finished product. You see the flower, but you didn't see the seeds I planted. Okay? So, ladies, as Exoticals, one of the things I really wanted us to really dive into is intellectual honesty, and also emotional intelligence. And because when you have that, you'll have that discernment factor that you need. You'll be able to read a book before you even open the cover. You can just see the front. You can read it. Ladies, I can read books really fast. I can tell when women have unresolved trauma, because it comes out in how they present themselves. It comes out how they treat themselves. Usually they treat themselves very badly. And you'll see that. A lot of times they'll tell you about it, but a lot of times you can see it on their face. A lot of times some women, some women will have scars on their face because they let a man hurt them. Some women will have extra weight on them because they let people and places stress them out. Some women will have really not taking care of their hair, and it'll be very broken off and damaged, because that's how they feel about themselves, that they don't think they deserve to nourish and love on themselves. Whatever state you're in right now, believe in yourself, love on yourself in that state. And just know, while you're loving on yourself and you're pouring into yourself, you're not only healing yourself, but you're letting your internal you're letting your unconscious voice know, I see you, I love you. You're letting that little girl know, that the little girl you used to be, know, I'm still going to love on you. I'm still going to protect you. I'm not going to put myself in situations that will hurt me, because I like you are really acting as almost a chaperone for yourself. Ladies, you're not crazy. They really are after your life. They love you when you're broken. That's because they haven't figured out how to work on themselves. And always remember, it's not on you, it's in you. And don't let any of these people distract you. They are in darkness and you are in light. Feed your lights and ignore their darkness. Exoticals, you got this. It's not on you, it's in you. Bye, girls. Bye.